I've got exactly 24 hours, a card that's about to hurt, and one rule: every single thing I buy has to feel like it's been pulled straight out of a sci-fi movie. By the end of today, I will have spent $50,000 on the most futuristic technology money can currently buy. Some of it's going to blow my mind. Some of it, I already know, is going to be a complete waste of money. Let's find out which is which. So here's how this works. I've got a 24-hour clock running from right now. Every few hours, I'm going to go buy, or in some cases, rent, because trust me, you'll see why, a piece of tech that's meant to represent what the future actually looks like. Flying vehicles, robots, brain tech, all of it. Budget's 50 grand, and I'm not allowed to plan too far ahead. I'm reacting in real time, just like you are. By the end of this, we're going to add it all up and figure out, does $50,000 of the future actually feel futuristic? Let's go. Okay, first stop, and I'm not easing into this gently. I'm going straight for a humanoid robot. This thing walks, it's got hands with actual fingers. And apparently it can respond to voice commands and even hold a basic conversation using an AI model built into it. So the price tag on this alone is $16,000, which is already a third of my entire budget gone in the first hour. No pressure. The unboxing alone takes 20 minutes because this thing ships in pieces, like flat-pack furniture, except the furniture can theoretically pick up a cup of coffee for you one day. Once it's powered on, the first thing it does is stand up on its own, and I'm not going to lie, there's a solid 3 seconds where I actually flinch. I ask it to wave. It waves. I ask it to shake my hand. And it does, but way too hard, like it's trying to prove a point. I ask it what it thinks about taking over the world, mostly to see what happens, and it gives me this weirdly polished, careful answer that honestly sounds like corporate PR training. Which, fair enough, I guess somebody programmed that in on purpose. Here's the thing though, for $16,000, I expected this to feel like I'm living in 2050. And honestly, it's about 60% of the way there. The movement is genuinely impressive, way smoother than I thought it'd be. But the second I ask it to do anything remotely complex, like pour water into a glass, it just kind of freezes, recalculates for way too long, and then does it so slowly that I could have done it 15 times myself in that gap. Mimey verdict. Genuinely futuristic in short bursts, painfully impractical the second you ask for anything real. Budget remaining, $34,000. All right. Next up, and this is the one I've genuinely been looking forward to all day, an actual ride in an electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. Basically, a flying taxi. This isn't a toy, this is a real, certified, short passenger flight, and it is costing me $12,000 for the experience alone, which when you say it out loud sounds completely insane. So walking up to this thing, the first thing that hits me is how quiet it is. I've been on helicopters before, and helicopters sound like the world is ending. This sounds like a really large drone, which, I mean, it kind of is. I get strapped in, headset on, and the pilot, because yes, there's still a human pilot for now, runs through the safety brief. And then we just lift straight up. No runway, no taxiing, none of that. Just directly vertical, and within about 4 seconds, we're already above the buildings. Okay, I need to be honest with you right now. This is the moment today where it actually feels like I'm in the future. Because this isn't a demo, this isn't a robot doing a party trick, it's a studio. I am physically in the air in a vehicle that didn't exist as a commercial product a few years ago. The flight itself is short, maybe 12 minutes, low altitude, following a set corridor over the city. But the whole time I'm just staring out the window thinking, this is going to be normal one day. This is going to be how people commute. And the fact that I got to do it before basically everyone else on the planet is worth the ridiculous price tag, at least emotionally. Mimey verdict. Most wow per dollar so far, even though it's the most expensive single item today. Budget remaining, $22,000. Okay, this next one sounds like actual science fiction, and I want to be upfront. I was skeptical going in. This is a consumer brain-computer interface headset. Basically, a headband covered in sensors that reads electrical activity from my brain and lets me control basic digital actions just by thinking about them. Price: $3,200. Setup takes way longer than I expected. I've got to sit through a calibration, process where I'm asked to imagine specific actions like clenching a fist or pushing forward over and over so the software can start recognizing my personal brain patterns. 15 minutes in, I finally get it working, and the demo they've got loaded is this simple game where I move a ball left and right just by thinking left and right. And when it actually works, when the ball moves because I thought about it and nothing else, that's a genuinely strange feeling, like actually unsettling in a good way, but, and this is a big but, it only works maybe 6 times out of 10. The other 4 times, it just does nothing. Or does the opposite of what I wanted, and I end up sitting there basically staring at a ball, furious at my own brain for not cooperating. So is this the future? Kind of. It's proof of concept more than product. It's the equivalent of those first flip phones that could barely hold a signal. You can see exactly where this goes, you're just not there yet. Money verdict. The most genuinely futuristic feeling technology today, but also the least reliable. Budget remaining, $18,800. Next, I've picked up something a bit more accessible. A holographic display unit, the kind you've probably seen in sci-fi movies, where someone rotates a 3D object floating in mid-air with their hands. This one's $4,500, and it's meant for design and engineering use. But I've got 24 hours and a curiosity problem, so here we are, setting it up on the desk. And honestly, the first 10 seconds of turning it on are genuinely one of the coolest moments of the entire day. There's a 3D model of a car engine just floating there, rotating, and I can reach in with my hand and grab it, spin it, pull it apart into its individual components. There's no headset, no glasses, that's the part that gets me. It's just floating in open air, visible from basically any angle in the room. My immediate thought is, this is exactly the kind of tech that's in every single spy movie ever made. And now it's sitting on a desk in front of me, and it actually works. Now the limitation, and there's always one, is that the image only really holds up if you're looking at it from certain angles and under specific lighting. Move too far to the side, or turn the lights up too bright, and the illusion starts falling apart a little. It's genuinely futuristic tech held back by very unglamorous, practical constraints. Money verdict. The single most wow, that's the future reaction from anyone who walks into the room and sees it. Budget remaining, $14,300, second to last stop, and I've booked a ride in a fully autonomous vehicle. No driver, no one in the front seat, just me in a car that's making every single decision on its own through a mix of sensors and AI. This one's actually the cheapest thing I've bought all day, at around $400 for a longer test ride package, which, compared to everything else today, feels like pocket change. Getting in the back seat and watching the steering wheel just turn by itself is one of those things that logically I know is happening, but emotionally still catches me off guard every single time. There's a small screen in front of me showing what the car sees, other vehicles, pedestrians, traffic lights, all mapped out in real time. We hit a busy intersection, and there's a moment where a delivery scooter cuts across unexpectedly, and the car brakes, smooth, controlled, no drama, well before I would have even reacted myself. That's the moment it clicks for me. This isn't a demo. This is genuinely quietly one of the most advanced pieces of technology I've touched all day, and it's also the cheapest. Mini verdict. By far the best value for money futuristic experience today, and arguably the tech that's closest to actually changing everyday life at scale. Budget remaining, $13,900. Okay, final item, 1 hour left on the clock, and I've got $13,900 sitting there, so I'm going all in on something genuinely ridiculous. A wearable exoskeleton suit. This straps onto your legs and back and is designed to add extra strength and support, the kind of thing built originally for industrial workers and rehab patients. This one costs $13,500, so yes, that's basically my entire remaining budget on one item. Strapping into this thing takes a solid 10 minutes because there are straps everywhere, and once it's powered on, I can genuinely feel the motors engaging every time I bend my knees or lean forward. It's whining, it's humming. It feels like I've got 2 extra sets of tiny electric motors bolted onto my legs, because I do. The real test is picking something heavy off the ground. Without the suit, it's a proper effort. With the suit on, the motors kick in the second I start bending, and it genuinely feels like something is helping carry the load. It's not superhero strength, let's be very clear, but it's a noticeable, real difference. And for anyone doing repetitive heavy lifting for a living, I can absolutely see why this technology exists. Walking around in it afterward feels stiff and slightly robotic, like I've forgotten how my own legs work. But the core idea, technology that quietly extends what a human body can do, is about as future as it gets. Mini verdict. Impressive functionally, but the least fun futuristic tech of the day. This one's built for factories, not for flexing. All right, 24 hours down, and let's actually add this up. Humanoid robot, 16,000. Flying taxi ride, 12,000. Brain-computer interface, 3,200. Holographic display, 4,500. Self-driving ride, 400. Exoskeleton suit, 13,500. That puts me at just under $50,000. Almost exactly on budget, which honestly wasn't even planned. That's just how expensive the future turns out to be. So here's my actual answer to the question I started with. Does $50,000 of futuristic tech actually feel like the future? Kind of, but not evenly. The flying taxi and the self-driving car, the two things that already exist as real semi-normal services, those are the ones that made me feel like I'd time traveled. Meanwhile, the sci-fi movie stuff, the robot, the brain headset, the hologram, that's all clearly one, maybe two generations away from actually being ready, but you can see exactly where I could head. If I had to rank today by pure future factor, brain interface first, because nothing else came close to that feeling, flying taxi second, hologram third. But if you're ranking by what's actually going to change your life in the next 5 years, it's the self-driving car, easily, and it's not even close. So that's $50,000 and 24 hours of chasing the future. Some of it's already here, some of it's still catching up to the movies. But either way, I think we're getting there faster than most people realize.